In the fall of 2020, I was prompted to address a major urban issue at the root of many of Portland's current ills: density. Our urban form is not the sustainable metropolis we pretended to be. Our city blocks are too small, about half the American average, and it means there are twice as many streets as a city our size should require. Further, this impinges on walkability. I hear it over and over again, and I have just had to say, no, you're wrong, and here's how. We have 8 and counting modes of transit, all sharing the same two-dimensional plane. At every intersection, a pedestrian must contend with aggressive bicyclists and motorists. Commuter trains and city buses must wait in the cold rain or the deadly summer sun and toxic air of wildfires for semi-trucks. Semi-trucks in the city. Outrageous. The Infinite City project envisions a 100-year horizon for Portland, wherein Portland would radically densify by redeveloping the 200-foot Portland city block into new 500-foot Portland superblocks, which would then be about the average size of a city block, and eliminate half the streets and intersections within the urban core. The basic idea is this. We can take back the land area of half the streets in our city and develop those into built space for more equitable and affordable housing within walking distance to the employment centers, entertainment centers, recreational areas, and public places of our city. Portland is a city colonized by its own citizens, rather than inhabited by them. This has to change. We have to bring the citizens of Portland back into the city and reignite the engine of innovation that is our beautiful progressive city. An infinite network of connections, streets, bridges, skybridges, aerial trams, tunnels, atria, colonnades, and arcades all connect the infinite city to itself in an infinite number of ways, dramatically increasing social cohesion and economic opportunities, living together in close proximity and harmony out of necessity. The infinite city is a city that is truly sustainable, ecologically, economically, and socially. Without further ado, I present to you, unedited, the original Infinite City project. What if Portland reclaimed its streets as public space within the larger project of radically densifying Portland's urban core to the effect of greater access to civic life, increased equity, and environmental sustainability? We have all seen this problem in Portland. As many as 8 and counting modes of transit at every intersection in the city, competing for the same two-dimensional space. What if we exploited the vertical space of our streets in order to create new public space that privileges the pedestrian mode? We could create a new plenum publicae and a new publicum porticum, giving the public access to all levels of the city, an infinite meshwork of skybridges, bridges, tunnels, streets, colonnades, and light-filled atria, the infinite city. What we have now is the familiar wagon wheel urban design plan that bends to the national highway infrastructure. Portland is a wagon wheel truncated by 2 rivers and balkanized by its streets. What if we thought of our cities as dense spiraling starfish, with density increasing on a logarithmic scale toward the center? This is a city where the natural resources and the human resources needed for production are drawn spatially tighter together. It is easy to see how this project of increasing Portland's urban density could change the landscape. If we want to imagine how this infinite city might begin, we can turn our attention to the Broadway Corridor project. Imagine 2 volumes, occupying nearly the entirety of the site, and topping out just over the height of the Salmon Building. A skybridge links the 2 volumes. An expansive courtyard cuts through the center of the largest volume. The North Park blocks extend like a ribbon into and up through the building, providing the public access to a forested rooftop parkland. The Gensler remodel of the Ford Foundation Center for Social Justice is the ideal precedent for the Broadway Corridor project. This courtyard includes extensive gardens under a glorious atrium and surrounded by windows and offices. Of course, Portlanders fear to lose the skies, but even in the densest of cities, there is still daylight. Imagine a city with a threshold, where visitors park on the perimeter of the city and walk within it. Imagine a city where anyone can walk from the street to the rooftop parklands of any building. The best daylight and views are no longer the privilege of the rich. Crops genetically engineered in the city to provide affordable, habitable space are grown in the adjacent countryside. There is synergy between the country and the city. Portland is a city of wonder and whimsy, of light and color. Our public spaces should inspire and delight us. Everywhere, rain or sun, above or below, there is light, there is a respect for nature, and there is the character of a new city. In 100 years, in 200, a city of density and equity, darkness and light, whimsy, wonder, and severity, a new Portland.